In one line of one gospel, a Roman soldier lifts his spear and pierces the side of a man dying on a cross. The soldier is never named. The spear is never described. And yet, nearly 2,000 years later, 4 surviving relics are still pointed to as the Holy Lance, the real one, the spear that touched Christ. At most, one could be the original. Maybe none can be proven at all. Most lost relics begin as legend. The Holy Lance begins with something rarer, an early record. By the 6th century, named pilgrims were writing about a spear venerated in Jerusalem. Around 570, Antoninus of Piacenza describes seeing it with his own eyes in a church on Mount Zion. That is documentation, not folklore. It does not prove the spear was authentic. It proves that by then, a physical lance relic was already important enough for pilgrims to cross the world to see it. Then, in 614, a Persian army storms Jerusalem. The same war that scatters the true cross also breaks the lance in two. This time, the relic leaves something rare, a paper trail. A chronicle written at the time records that the iron point was carried to Constantinople in 615 and placed inside Hagia Sophia. The tip of the spear tied to a date, a destination, and a named church. For relic history, that is unusually solid ground. Then comes the strangest chapter. 1098, the First Crusade. A Christian army is trapped inside Antioch, starving, surrounded, certain they are about to die. A poor pilgrim named Peter Bartholomew says he has seen visions. A saint, he says, has shown him where a holy lance lies, buried beneath the cathedral floor inside the city. They dig for hours. Nothing. Then Peter climbs down into the pit himself and comes up with a piece of iron. Was it real? Even the Crusaders argued over it immediately. One bishop was convinced it was a trick. But days later, the starving army marched out of Antioch behind that spearhead and shattered a much larger force. Whatever the iron was, belief in it may have helped win the battle. But faith did not save the man who found it. The accusations kept growing. To prove he had told the truth, Peter Bartholomew agreed to walk through fire. He was badly burned, and he died days later. His ordeal is usually remembered as the moment the Antioch lance lost its power as evidence, discredited by crusaders themselves within a year. Then that spear, like so many relics before it, slips out of clear history. This is the pattern with the Holy Lance. It does not disappear once. It splinters. In 1204, a Christian army sacks Constantinople and loots its relics. Decades later, a broke emperor sells the Great Passion relics to the King of France, and the spear's point is enshrined in Paris beside the crown of thorns. For a time, this is the strongest surviving chain of custody: Jerusalem to Constantinople, Constantinople to Paris. Then the French Revolution arrives. The treasuries are emptied, the records break, and the best documented Holy Lance of them all vanishes from clear history, never convincingly traced again. So what remains are 4 surviving claimants. Rome keeps a spearhead beneath the dome of St. Peter's, sent by an Ottoman Sultan in 1492. Vienna holds the most famous version, bound in gold and carried by Holy Roman emperors for centuries. Armenia keeps a lance, still used to bless holy oil. Krakow holds a 4th, which almost everyone agrees is a medieval copy. But the biggest reveal does not settle the mystery. It complicates it. When scientists dated the Vienna lance, the most legendary claimant, the metal came back no earlier than the 7th century, and probably from the 8th or 9th. That makes it a real, ancient, precious object. It does not make it Roman. It does not make it the spear from that single gospel line. So where does that leave the Holy Lance? The best documented candidate is gone, lost in a revolution. The most famous one appears centuries too young. Rome, Armenia, and Krakow remain as tradition, devotion, and claim, not proof. One spear, in one verse, multiplied into relics across Europe and beyond. And after all the chronicles, wars, visions, trials, emperors, and reliquaries, not one can be shown to be the one. The Holy Lance became a relic of certainty itself, the thing everyone reached for and no one could hold. 3 great relics came out of Constantinople and into Paris. The spear vanished. The cross was already lost. Only the 3rd is still here today. Next time, the crown of thorns, the relic that survived.